What's up, guys? Today we are going to be doing some back testing. I got my breakfast right here. Hold on. Peep the gains. Let me see if I can get it right in there. Get a good shot. Boom. English muffin, peanut butter, yogurt. And then I got this protein coffee in the mason jar. I'm feeling performative today. We are going to be back testing my worst month of all time from before. Because if you look back on the channel, you can see I posted my first recap of the month for October, which was the month I got my first payout. And then the month directly after November is where I did terrible. You can see I don't post anything about actual trading or any trade recaps until December. Because November was a terrible month for me. I didn't follow my rules. I wasn't holding myself accountable. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to start recording my trading in general. So now that I have, my head on my shoulders, I kind of am getting better at trading. I changed up my strat. I don't trade exactly the same as I did in November. I started trading inversions, I'd say around mid-December. Or maybe early December. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're going to backtest 2025 November. And we're going to see how good this is. Okay, so Monday, November 3rd. Let's see what we have on the higher time frame. Looks like we have this new week opening gap below us that we didn't tap into from last week. Yeah, so the previous week opened up this new week opening gap. We never came down and tapped it. So that could possibly be something we're looking for. We do have a lot of low resistance up here. Oh, ES did fill this new week opening gap. Okay. So ES filled this new week opening gap while NASDAQ didn't. NASDAQ reacted. Looks like last level we reacted off of on NASDAQ this 4-hour gap. Okay, cool. So we're pushing up off a 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we're also respecting bullish. Looks like we're about to close above this 1 hour. So we're probably going to want to wait since we're already above this 1 hour. I'm probably going to want to wait to close above and see continuations up to these highs. Or maybe back down to these lows. We are about to put in a 1-hour gap here. If we don't retrace, the next one would be down here. Cool. So that's just kind of what I look for when it comes to my draws. On the 30-minute, we're going to see what these sessions are. Where is our session liquidity? We have London lows down here. And then Asia lows and highs have both been taken out. So we literally just have London lows. That's it. We've taken out everything else so far. This is what, previous day high? Yeah, previous day high up here. So honestly, right now off the open, I would probably more likely want to be looking for previous day high. Let's see what happens. So that's market open. We do open up a 15-minute gap here. But just in general, to take a trade here might be a little bit iffy. Might just fade it just because we are inside of this 1-hour bearish gap, even though we're rejecting, or we're pushing up right now. So we're retracing back down to this 15-minute gap. ES is going a little lower than NASDAQ is, but that's fine. ES came down to this 15-minute gap while NASDAQ just came down to the first one. Let's see if we get a reaction out of here. We just continue to push down. See what's happening for 9:45. We just keep pushing down, down, down. We are SMT in these lows right now, but if we're going to inverse all these 15-minute gaps, you might be looking to be bearish, especially because we're reacting off this 1 hour. Yeah, so we close all these 15 minutes. We keep this one intact. And on ES, there is an hourly here. Is there an hourly on NASDAQ? No, we didn't tap the hourly on NASDAQ. So we're still staying in the 15 on NASDAQ. ES tapped the hourly down here. 9:45 opens. We chop around. We continue to push down. Ooh, NASDAQ taps this hourly. Okay, so NASDAQ comes down, taps the hourly too. ES doesn't take out any additional liquidity. Just kind of does the exact same pattern, chop around, go straight down. So that's a sweep. I do like longs here. We have this low resistance. We have this 5 minute right here as well. Because to see, if we want to see more shorts, we'd have to retrace to a 5 or 15 minute gap anyway. For me to want to get into anything. But we're not doing anything, so it looks like maybe 10 a.m. we'll get some manipulation. Yeah, I like this. We did inverse this 5 minute. Do we get 1-to-1 to this 5 minute? Let me see, because this would be the first point right here. The inversion right here. Do we get a 1-to-1? If we get a 1-to-1, I'll take it. It's kind of iffy. I like it though. I'm going to punch this in. I'm just going to trade everything with one contract because it's not really about the P&L. It's more about it's fine. I'll put it the CE this week so we get about a 1-to-1. Oh shit. Damn, an instant stop out. We just bearish. Oh my goodness. Should I re-enter here? I'm not gonna re-enter here. If I was in the live markets and I traded this, I wouldn't re-enter. So I'm just gonna let it be. No, it would have hit. Could have re-entered here, but this is kind of one where it kind of gets tricky now because ES already took out. We're so close to kind of all these internal highs. Your TP is kind of already like there's no break-even point in this trade, and you're not getting a 1-to-1 anymore. So it's kind of like if you took this, maybe put this here, you would still want a 1-to-1. So maybe till up here, but sometimes you just get stopped out like this. It is what it is, because these don't play out. Yeah. Oh wait, back this shit up. Sorry. This is a short. Sorry. London lows below us. I just realized after stopping me out, we're not taking this 5 minute. We're overall bearish. We inverse this 15 minute already. We respected the hourly over here. Sorry, I had to lock in real quick. We have a 5 minute gap here that we retrace into. And do we have an inversion? Oh wait, these inversions are fucking low, man. Because on the 3 minute there's no gap. On the 2 minute there's a gap all the way down here. And we don't get the close here either. So, yeah. You could really smack this for a 1-to-1. Smack that shit. Let's fucking do it. I believe in this. Bink. You could have held to London lows for sure, I bet. Yeah. London lows got tapped. I should have just put my TP at London lows. I don't know why I didn't. Well, just simply going for a 1-to-1. This is pretty good. all things considering, I think I was just going a little too fast. I don't know why I took a long here. We're obviously bearish. This was too simple. I wanted to kind of get a mech long. We tapped the hourly. I want to see if we're going to retrace up, but we are respecting this hourly gap. We wicked all the way up here to push all the way down. We also inversed all these 15-minute gaps, 30-minute gaps, whatever, right? Honestly, on this long I took right here, let me see. I just saw this accumulation all right here. And then I seen this manipulation with a strong draw right here. So honestly, I don't really hate this trade. We're reacting off a 1 hour. Yes, we are pushing down off this 1 hour, but this 5-minute gap is like, it should have got hit, but we literally just ran the stops. That's the problem with these kind of trades right here. You manipulate into that 1 hour gap, you get that inversion. We just ran the stop before we touched that 5-minute gap. But then that gave us a really good entry bearish. Usually I wouldn't enter if we already had taken out this internal low. Because had we inversed it closer, like if we had gotten this candle to close like right here, I would have used this as a break-even point. But since we already took it out, but our draw lower was so strong, just look at like the higher time frame. Well, maybe this doesn't look like insanely bearish when you really look at it. Just look at how simple this AMD is. Accumulation right here. Then we get our manipulation up here into a high time frame key area, being this hourly. And then we get our manipulation and distribution down. So let's go to the next day. That was a good little session. I would have been break even on the day because it was 1 win, 1 loss. Okay, going into Tuesday. Looks like we dumped hard in the overnight session. ES completely filled and actually looks like inverse this weekly gap. While NASDAQ is still kind of in it. We do have this unfilled 4 hour above us. So this is really what I'm mainly looking at. Unless we're just going to continue bearish. We do have like an overall kind of like bearish trend on the high time frame now. So we'd probably going to want to be automatically looking for that as far as targets lower. I mean, we do have the rest of this gap to fill. This is the next kind of like, I guess, point of liquidity I would see below us, which is like this unfilled 4 hour down here. Since ES is literally already in this 4 hour, maybe we'd be looking for lower here, but we might, honestly, if we can manipulate lower a little bit more, longs to this 4 hour gap might be straight. Or if we're just going to go into this 4 hour gap, then maybe we'll just look to go lower. Let's see what's going on the hourly. Same kind of things. Not really much to look at here. We do kind of have this same level here. There's an hourly at the start of this 4 hour gap. 30-minute intermediate high. Let me see where these sessions are. Okay, so we have Asia all the way up here. What created this gap is London highs. Perfect. So on the 30-minute, we opened up this 30-minute gap that we just closed inside of. 15-minute, we inversed a 15-minute gap. Did we? Barely. Over here on the 30-minute, same thing. Or no? Oh, no. So on the 30-minute, there's no gap above us, only one below us. And then we are reacting off of, we're just going to want to chill off the open here. For real. Because if you look at ES, like if you look at the 30-minute chart, you can see on NASDAQ, over here, we close below this gap to the left. While on ES, on the right-hand side, you can see we close inside of this gap. So on ES, we're respecting the 30-minute gap. While on NASDAQ, we're not respecting it. And on the 15-minute, it's the opposite. So NASDAQ is respecting this 15-minute gap down here. ES is respecting this one. But NASDAQ closed above this gap while ES didn't close. So ES is respecting bearish on the 15-minute with this gap so far, unless we just keep pushing higher. Let's see. Oh, okay. This could be good. Honestly, if we're gonna sweep these and go higher. Uh-oh. What do we see? 2-minute. It's a 3 minute above us still, so we have to wait to enter. But we were pushing out of this 15-minute gap. We came back down to resweep all of this liquidity. And then we got an inversion. Ooh, yeah, high close though. Super high close. Whoa. Not my body at all. Yeah, we're not entering that. We took out all of this shit. No way. Cool. Nah, I was about to say, I tried to lean back and squeeze my eyes and say maybe this is a potential trade, but the risk to reward just isn't really there for me, honestly. You could do like, hey, I'm gonna put my TP up there, stop at a 1-to-1, but after such an aggressive move up, like you have no idea how much we're gonna retrace here before we actually end up taking out that draw. So that means even if you put your stop down here, like 1-to-1, you would have to go all the way up here, like halfway into the gap, and there's no more draws above this gap. So I'm good. I'm good off that. Let's see. So now we're in this 4-hour bearish gap. Kind of see what this does. Not really much. We inverse this 5-minute. We're kind of just chopping down. Let's see. 10:15 opens up. So we have this 15-minute gap down here. Just kind of chop here, I guess. We sweep these highs, potential short to this 15-minute gap. So we have a sweep. We're inside of this high time frame 4-hour gap. We have a 15-minute gap resting below us with a lot of LR. But these candles are kind of moving choppy, which is not a good sign. It's also not an inversion here. Maybe on the 30-second there is. There we go. Okay. So that was weird. I was trying to look at the 30-second, but it wasn't showing me. Okay, so we do get a 30-second inversion here. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, there's nothing. 5 minute. Is there a high there? Yeah, I mean, this could potentially be a good trade. I am not going to take it though, because we're right before 10 a.m. and we're right before 10:30. It's also a 30-second inverse in all this chop, and something that I know that I used to get in the bad habit of is if I can't find a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, we're moving so slow, there's a bunch of wicks. Drop down to the 30-second, find a 30-second inverse. 30 seconds can be good, but I feel like just this is super high. Like I feel like we're easily just gonna run all of this liquidity right here, but it feels like it's also too easy for us to just not do that. There's nothing really that I feel like is telling us that we're for sure gonna do that. But we do. It looks like we just end up chopping down. 10 a.m. 10:30 opens up. We don't really do shit. We open up a 5-minute right there. No, we don't. On the 1 minute, we do get an inversion here, but without any sort of liquidity sweep or anything. So, yeah. Yeah, this is just super chop. This is kind of just like what you don't want to see. I mean, you could hold this. We're probably going to end up touching this 15-minute gap. We do, but it's just like, this is just, This is not the price action you want. You don't want to take the inversion up here and then put your stop loss up here and wait all the way for us to come back and edge the stop loss and go. Like, this is not really what we're looking for. If we had a solid break even point in here, I probably would have took this trade and just been break even. But something that I looked at is that there's not a good break even point. There's only this 5 minute here, which is why I had marked it for a second. Is that if I was going to take this trade, I would have been break even here, so I would have got break even up here. Pretty simple, because although I'm targeting this 15-minute gap down here, when you look on the 5 minute, this 15-minute gap just looks like a 5 minute intermediate low. So we had tapped into this 5 minute, rejected off of it, respected this 5 minute gap here while creating this low in here to create this 15-minute gap. So we don't have to go all the way down here if we're going to go back up. If we're going to retrace here, let me zoom out a little bit. Go to the 5 minute. If we're going to retrace slightly and go back up, we don't have to go all the way back down to that 15-minute gap if we have a 5 minute gap. Let me try to illustrate it right here. 5 minute bullish. Here we go. Yeah, because if we already dipped to this 15-minute gap, like if we dipped like this and we respected this 5 minute gap on the lower time or on the higher time frame, technically we don't need to retrace to this 15-minute gap just to go up since we already hit this 5 minute. Therefore, kind of making the trade idea invalid if we're going to short to this 15-minute gap right off of this 30-second, right? Even though this does look mad enticing with the LR, but I just skipped out on trade today. Let's just go next. And then I'm going to take this as the last one just because I'm taking a long time. I need to learn how to backtest a little faster because I've already been recording for like half an hour. But going into the next day, we'll make this one quick. On the 4 hour, it looks like we're chopping, so maybe just no trade again today. We do have a 4 hour unfilled above us. We're probably going to want to look to take this 4 hour out to go lower, just because that's how the trend is looking. We could be possibly reversing here, but who knows. On ES, this is just, this is looking wicked. We are respecting this 4 hour gap to the left on ES. Do we take this out here? On NASDAQ, are we also respecting it? Yeah, okay, so both charts are respecting this 4 hour to the left of us. If we drop down to the lower time frame on the hourly, don't really see much. We did have these gaps to the left, but by now they're all inversed and mitigated. That next draw would be that next 4 hour above. If we drop down to the 30-minute, not really much different. We are respecting bullish right now and disrespecting bearish. Something to note, see where our session liquidity is. London highs and Asia lows. So Asia lows below us, London highs above us. Ideally, we manipulate down here into one of these 30-minute or hourly gaps or a 15-minute gap and then react bullish for us to kind of take this long. Okay, so fast forwarding to 9:30, we already took out all this. Perfect. So fast forward to 9:30, we took out London highs. We are inside of this 4 hour gap. Looks like we're respecting it so far. Turn this off. We do have an unfilled hourly below us here. So on the 5 minute, kind of just went up, retapped it. Okay. Oh, hold on, I skipped forward a little too fast. On the 15 minute, we have this here, 15-minute gap. We reject up, we have an hourly below. Christ, though, holy shit. Should I enter on this 30-second right here? 9:31. Is that crazy? I mean, let me see here. I'm not going to take it because I had to back it up. I'm not actually going to take it on. Yeah, I'm not actually going to take this because I had to back it up, so I don't like cheating. However, this is pretty good on the 32nd. Stops at the highs over here. TP, is this a 1-to-1? Barely a 1-to-1. See if it plays out though. Yeah, it does. Perfect. Yeah, I wasn't gonna go back and go back and fucking fake like I caught it. It's just I wasn't paying attention, but right off the open I caught it right away. Back it up after this one candle. We retraced up into this 15-minute gap here. Right off the open, we're rejecting off a higher time frame 4-hour gap up here. We have an unfilled 1 hour below. Simple as that. You could even target lower too for these Asia lows if you really wanted to just like let your nuts hang. Oh no, we don't. We just kind of chop around for a little longer. 9:45 opens up. Is there a long here? Not really. I mean, this 15-minute gap is already mitigated. There's no 1 hour. We are bouncing off of a 1 hour though, and going higher. So I guess if you took a long off this 1 hour, you'd probably want to be right here if you did this. 1 hour off this 1 minute inversion. Stop here. TP at the high over here. Break even probably right here at the time. You could go break even up here, or you could go break even right here. You would have got stopped out break even, but this is probably more me. If I'm going to take this long, I probably would have put the break even right here. But this is not my type of trade. The first one is my type of trade. I would have took that first trade had I caught it in real time and then just been kind of done for the day. But that was a quick one. I'm not really going to sit here and watch what the rest of it does. We can kind of speed through real quick and just see. Looks like we just kind of continue up and then we start chopping. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to end it off there. Yeah, but I'm going to end it off there. Quick little short to this 1 hour gap. If you wanted to take the long after that, you could have. But when you see displacement like that, sometimes you can just tell, especially off the open here, where we're chopping, we're slowly moving in a trend, accumulating, and then we instantly get that inverse like that. You can kind of, that we're going lower. Well, maybe not know, but you can feel it after a while. After having enough chart time, you start to just feel the market. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a blessed day. I got work soon, so I got to start getting ready for work. If you guys like the video, leave it a like. If you dislike it, leave it a dislike. Comment any thoughts or videos that you want to see me make. If you want to, stick along for my journey, becoming profitable, starting to make money from this shit, follow me. Watch some other of my videos. I post all my trade recaps after I trade, so I show exactly why I took a win or why I took a loss every single day that I do take a trade. So thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.